Dear 10th graders, welcome back to our June session. First, we must appreciate ourselves for completing the syllabus as well as exams of trimester 4 virtually. It shows how quick we are to accept and adapt to the change. This is how we intend to go with economics. Depending on how things unfold, it will be subjected to change. If you remember, we completed the first chapter of economics development in your second trimester as a part of integrated course. It's neither like an Avengers movie nor a Netflix series to get etched deep on your memory. So, definitely we will be revising that chapter before you take your T5 examinations. And then in between you will be taking formatives as well. Observe the given pictures for a few seconds. They range from COVID's impact on job market to its impact on oil prices and then impact on migrant workers and then Nirmala Sitharaman announcing a special package to boost our economy. But ironically, the most happening thing right now, Corona, do you think it will actually infect oil or currency or something like that? No, we all know that Corona is a virus and it needs living things for its multiplication. Then, how are these things connected to Corona? Think about it. We will be coming to this point at the end of the session. Before we move further, let us define the objectives of this lesson. Classification of Indian economy into sectors based on certain criteria and how these sectors are changing in their importance over a period of time and how the employment is getting generated in each sector and the unorganized sector, what are the challenges faced by the workers, and then last one, how to create more employment. A watering hole is a learning space where the exchange of ideas takes place. But virtually, as of now, it will not happen instantly from your side as the session progresses. But watch the video and then note down your ideas or queries so that we will be discussing in our Google Classroom. As we are taking sectors of the Indian economy, let us understand the keywords first. What do you mean by an economy? It is the state of a country or any region in terms of the production and consumption of goods and services. It involves the supply of money. So basically, it revolves around careful management of available resources. I would like to compare it with food web that occurs in nature without human intervention. If you take a forest as an ecosystem, it has producers like plants and consumers like herbivores and carnivores. Instead of money, here the transfer of energy happens. A forest is said to be healthy as long as the balance is well maintained. The second keyword is sector. You already know this word from mathematics, so I need not explain. So a sector, so you can define it as part of the whole, right? In economics, it is subdivision of the whole economic activity. If you remember, our first objective is to classify different economic activities under various sectors. So for that, we have to understand what an economic activity is. In this slide, you see different activities going on. Farming is happening, manufacturing is happening, banking, and then treating a patient, and then playing cricket. So here in farming, what do you get? A good or a product, rice grains you get if it is a paddy crop. In manufacturing industry, you get a product. In banking, what do you get? Service. In a hospital, you get service. While playing cricket, what do you get? Yeah, that is, entertainment. We watch, IPL matches. Of course, badly this year we missed due to Corona. So all these things, they either generate a good or a service. Here, you see two persons playing cricket. For whom do you think it is an economic activity? Yeah, for Kohli. Okay, now if you take coaching for cricket, do you think it is an economic activity? Yes, it is, but not for you, but for the coach. So, same activity may be economic for someone and may not be economic for others. Same is the case with cooking, gardening, tailoring, etc. As our interest is to understand economy, we will discuss only economic activities further. If you observe, there are a number of economic activities going around us. So many, so many. So to understand them better, we have to group them based on certain criteria. Yeah, we can classify these economic activities based on different parameters. Based on nature of activity, we can divide these activities into primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. Organized and unorganized based on working conditions. And finally, based on ownership. Is it owned by the government or the private? Can you think of any other way of classifying these activities? On a lighter tone, can we divide these activities into China made and then not made in China? Okay, in this session, we are confining our discussion to the first type of classification, that is based on nature of activity. What do you mean by nature of activity? Is the activity carried out based on the natural resources? If yes, it comes under primary sector. Example, farming. We exploit natural resources or factors like rain, sunlight, soil fertility, climate, etc. to raise a crop. And please remember one thing. Here we are not depending entirely and exclusively on nature. For example, if you want to grow a sugarcane crop, apart from natural resources, you have to give irrigation, you have to add fertilizers, pesticides, so that you can reap a good harvest. Other examples include dairy, fisheries, poultry, forestry, quarrying, etc. And then why is it called a primary sector? Apply the same logic from the food web. A primary consumer becomes the food for the secondary consumer. For example, a goat. It is a primary consumer. The secondary consumer will be like a tiger or a lion. So here the whatever products you get from the primary sector, they will become the raw materials for the secondary sector. So we call it as a primary sector. From examination point of view, this classification is important. Now they may ask you to give examples. They may ask you to justify the given statement about the activity. Actually, the concept is quite simple yet logical. You have to question where is the product coming from. Secondary sector or manufacturing sector. As the name suggests, here comes the industrial activity, that is manufacturing. It converts the raw materials received from the primary sector into other forms. And please don't imagine very big factory setup to carry out these activities always. The activity can be in a factory or in a workshop or sometimes even at home also. For example, to make jaggery from sugarcane, you don't require a factory. A very simple setup in the field or at home is enough. Whereas for sugarcane, you require huge machinery. So here you can see various manufacturing activities going on. Tertiary sector or service sector. These activities by themselves they do not produce goods unlike primary and secondary sector. But they act as a support for the production process. Let me give you an example. Take plumber. He offers service, but he requires tools. Where are the tools coming from? From the secondary sector. The goods from the previous two sectors. So they need to be transported to either wholesale shops or retail shops so that they are available for the customers. Sometimes they need to be stored. To make these things happen, we need services in the form of transportation, communication, banking, trading, hospitality, etc. If you have closely followed the news, in the last week of May, Elon Musk company, SpaceX, what did it do? It has successfully blasted off two NASA astronauts into International Space Station. So for the first time, a private travel, it is like a transportation company, right? It has sent. So if you have money and if your parents give you permission, just go approach Elon Musk, and he will blast you off into space. So thanks to IT industry, we are getting services like never before. Take any field, it is completely changing the way how it was carried out till early 20th century. We will be discussing more about tertiary sector in the next session. So in a nutshell, this is the classification we have discussed till now based on nature of activity. Primary sector, manufacturing or secondary sector, service or tertiary sector. You can come up with as many examples as possible. It's cave time. Cave time is for reflection. So now, can these sectors, primary, secondary or tertiary, can they work independent of each other? Is there any economic activity which does not come under any of these three sectors? Immediately, please don't say no. Think about these questions, reflect over the content and answer them in the Google Classroom. Now let us go back to Campfire to understand the pictures given over there. Do you remember the question? Though corona infects only living things, why do we see its impact almost everywhere on oil prices, on job market, and on migrant workers, whatnot, everywhere? Why do you think so? That means we have to work as long as we are alive. Look at Japanese people. They don't retire from work. They retire only once, that is from life. Due to lockdown, most of the economic activities across all three sectors, of course not only in India, around the world, they came to a grinding halt. So the supply of money, it was hit hard in the system and completely the system was thrown out of gear. So come what may, life should go on, resuming after a brief pause. That's why even though corona is still spreading, the government has decided to open everything, almost everything. So, because 21st century we cannot afford to have great economic depression that shook the entire world in 1929. If you remember, we discussed about this when you were learning Nazism in grade 9. So let us have a recap of what we have discussed for the last 12 to 13 minutes. With all positivity, I assume and presume that you got to know why you are learning this lesson, that you understood the key terms economy and sector. I also hope that you got to know three ways of classifying the sectors and understanding primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. Class task and evening task from this session were already uploaded in Google Classroom. Complete them and get ready for the next session. Till then, take care. Bye.